Hey, here we are again. Mike Cook's still owner of Negative4 Productions, still doing my thing, still have the creepy mustache, a little less hair on my head. Other than that, keeping a smile on my face. You guys know the drill. Every penny minus your transaction fees goes to search and rescue. Download a copy, get some popcorn, get your friends. Let's kick it old school. Play it on your big screen TV and enjoy every minute of it. In addition, after watching this movie, I would encourage you to reach out to your friends, your family, send them the download link, encourage them to also download the movie and do the purchase because all the money goes to search and rescue. With that, I bring you this year's movie. Enjoy.
Do you remember that Fort non-blonde?
Yeah, it's called What's Going On.
Oh yeah, What's Going On? Yeah.
What's going on? You have hunter's eyes. You're in my sight. The way we move all night.
The reason to come to Moab is adventure. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It is always an adventure out here.
It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing in the world. And I just need somebody to love. And I just need somebody that looks like you. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing. It's like I've seen the most beautiful thing in the world. And I just need somebody to love. And I just need somebody as wild as you.
Look good? Consistent with last year?
We're survivors, 'cause you're a lioness, and I'm a tiger. And I just need somebody as wild as
You want me to take my glasses off? Are you guys serious? But my glasses are like a staple of who I am. I mean, without my glasses, no one's gonna recognize me. You happy? Here we are again, right? Another year, another boogie. So something I've learned in the last year, Turkey Boogie and GGBY are two totally different events. I know I've been making this movie for 4 years and I'm probably the last person to be saying this, but they're two totally different events. GGBY, Turkey Boogie. Hey, you learn something new every day, right? Could we call it like TBGG? TBGB? The heebie-jeebies? Okay, so I get it. They're two separate events. Well, it's good to know. Well, guess what? Going forward in this movie, as you're watching, I'll make this the journey that I had between Turkey Boogie and GGBY, and they cross over. How does that sound? And then we'll find people to interview from both the highlining event and the B.A.S.E event, and we'll tell a story. Does that sound good?
Or are you looking into the camera?
I'm just looking to the side of the lens.
We're interviewing through Skype, so I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions. So I'm just going to start by asking you, what do you think about Moab?
I've got a huge draw to Moab. It's just probably one of the most fascinating places I've ever been to on this planet. Yeah, the fact that every single sunrise and every single sunset is just magical. And you could camp out there for 2 weeks and every single day you just fall in love with that sunrise and that sunset again. I was never an adrenaline junkie kid who wanted to like do scary stuff. In fact, I'd never been on a roller coaster until I joined the army. So at 16, when I joined the parachute regiment, I'd never been on a roller coaster because I'd been scared of it.
3, 2, 1, Turkey Boogie.
This used to be two festivals that were separate. It used to be the bass drumming festival is called the Turkey Boogie, and separately the highline festival, which we know as Gobble Gobble. And the bass drumming festival has been going on as long, maybe longer. So the two things kind of came together in this crazy way, and our festival just grows exponentially. And the more it grows, the more resources there are, so the more we have to share.
Stand around and help, but be careful with your eggs. We can tension them, put it up, and you can all go back to slacklining. What do you think? Yeah! Okay, so if you guys can help on that side with those two anchors, if you guys want to go to those two anchors, that'd be awesome. And then if a couple people can stay with me, we can move the net. So
The reason to come to Moab is adventure. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It is always an adventure out here.
they're trying to tension it with pulleys rather than just pulling the line tight and then clipping it in.
You have four-wheeling and kayaking and base jumping and paragliding and skydiving and rock climbing and canyoneering and artifacts and like all sorts of like archaeology and I mean anthropology and everything out here. Having all of that provides a platform for incredible adventure, and that's what people seek in life is kind of adventure and purpose. And I feel like when people need to find purpose, sometimes like getting away from it all and going to a cliff edge and having that like stomach dropping feeling of seeing the abyss and everything and how big everything around you is and how small your life in comparison is. And I feel as if it's something that's very special. Love makes you do the stupidest and most absurd and most profound things. And when you love something, you can't explain it sometimes. It's just a gut feeling you get. And when you love the feeling of adrenaline, when you love the feeling of the rush, when you love the feeling of letting go, you can't tell someone stop that. But you can have kind of a rhetoric with yourself where you can try to control your own energy. And controlling your own energy is very hard sometimes because a lot of the people who do these sports, a lot of the people who push themselves to these areas have very high energies, addictive personalities, where when they do something they can't stop until they've done it to the point where they want to.
Okay, guys, it's time to open up the portal! Jimmy's dad, we got Jimmy, we got myself. Wish us luck! Well, I guess that means it's my turn. Can I get some love?
You make me feel like I've come home. You've got a beautiful soul. If I'm feeling alone, I just remember your song. Oh, oh, oh,
There's so much love and generosity and inclusion happening out here, and I think that is something that we don't maybe see a lot in communities in our world, and maybe that's why people have responded to it. That's why I think this community just sees such explosive growth. There's so much love.
Get squirrels, baby. All right, gobble, gobble. 3, 2, 1, see ya.
We've had people jumping off the high lines today. We have everyone jumping out of the space net.
I see my love for you come silently. You make me feel like I've come home. You got a beautiful soul to see. If I'm feeling
Good work for the other guys. Quintessential check. Leg strap, chest strap, GoPro.
Oh, GoPro?
I'm missing a piece. Shit. Good idea. We wouldn't do it, right? All right, go ahead, Nick. I'll follow you off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, see ya. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Thanks, guys. Love you all. I don't know how to do the heart thing. How do you do the heart thing? Like this? Yeah.
Base jumpers have an appreciation for life that most of us would do anything to get. And that's kind of the paradox in all of this is it's easy to stigmatize something that we don't truly understand, like base jumping. At the same time, as I've gotten to understand the community and the people behind it, I see why they do it. And I also see how it changes their life for the better and gives them this fire and this passion to want to live life to the fullest every day, no matter the consequence. And that's hard to grasp sometimes, right? As a human being, you want to do everything you can and do it at your best, but maybe you don't want to get burned. And that's understandable. But I feel like there's something to be said for people who face their fears every single day, no matter the consequence.
You're the only one who brings me comfort, so won't you please calm me down? And if I tell you I'm worried, won't you please calm me down? And all those times that you've carried me home.
So the base jumping community, we come together almost as a family. That's why we have this event. We started skydiving together. We started base jumping together. We've slowly progressed throughout the past, 5 to 10 years, working towards a solid goal together. And when you're doing something like base jumping that will take you anywhere from Moab to Norway to Switzerland to France, and you're in the mountains, and you have to watch each other's backs, you have to take care of each other. Over the years, you'll grow bonds with people that are solid friendships that are for life.
You showed me how to love, taught me how to breathe with your belief in me. Only you hold me like you never let me go. 'Cause I could never tell you just how much I feel. Belief in me. It's only you hold me like you never let me go. You're gonna need a bigger chainsaw to cut me down. You're gonna need another horse to drag me round. I'll need to see a little bit of love before I'll be found. 'Cause I ain't got roots to hold me down.
I'd like to thank you guys all, first off and foremost, for helping out with the Space Net, getting it all done, going over there, waiting in line. Thank you all. That's amazing. So I want to talk to you guys about being here in this place. As you can see, we're here. That's definitely for sure, and that's all good. Now what we got to do is we got to try to keep this place clean. So when you see trash, pick it up. If it's matter out of place, that's the Burning Man style. We'll just pick up the trash. Can we all put our hands in the air, everyone? I promise that I will poop in a bag. I promise that I will poop in a bag. Either that, or I will bury it so that no one will find it for at least 300 years.
I will bury it so that no one will find it for at least 100 years.
Slacklining is the most inclusive extreme sport that I've ever discovered, and I make it a hobby to keep learning more and more extreme sports.
How stoked we are for being here and that everybody's with us right now and that this is all rigged. So let's just do a test. You guys ready?
Well, when you live this free, it's hard to believe you'll ever perceive this life differently. And on Monday morning, I wake up smiling. 26 years old, requested retire. First off the blocks, never looking back. I'm always rigging for a living, always keeping it slack. I'm that professional, unprofessional. And if I gave my confession would go.
The value in failure is awesome, super awesome. Where you're like, the fun behind this is how much you have to fail before you succeed. And a lot of people don't want to work hard. They feel like failure's all they can do. Why even try to succeed? And that's like the whole part, is to find fun in failure, find and embrace what you can learn from failure. And that's kind of where Slack Life led me, was using those metaphors, and especially the ones around fear and how to connect with fear and have a relationship with fear, and not just let fear control you, but embrace fear and let fear empower you.
That kind of gets a little bit to the heart of it. You're exposed, literally when we're naked, we're exposed. We're unsafe. We're like, it's just us and the world, and there's nothing in between. And so when you get out into the center of a highline, it's just you and the air, and there's nothing else. And so in that sense, you're exposed. It's this sense of being away from everything safe really far. I have a joke about exposure. It's, what do you call a naked highliner? Overexposed.
They call me insane, they call me afflicted. Well, the truth always hurts, and your lies are so twisted. You can't fake it to make it.
Yeah, I think fear comes into play because it keeps you safe. I think not having fear would allow people to do things that they probably shouldn't be doing.
All right, Andrea, whenever you're ready.
Knowing what the right kind of fear is to overcome, and making sure you're not losing your proper judgment because of the fear, and not let that fear push you one way or the other.
No worries. Just make sure you give me a count whenever you are.
I think that there's something gets missed in all the media that we make that makes all this stuff look so cool and extreme and puts it to a rock and roll soundtrack and makes all of us look so cool, is that you miss out on the struggle and the hard work and the beginners walking. Those don't make it into the final cut ever. And so I think that there's maybe an aura of inaccessibility around what we're doing out here, but it's truly something anyone can learn how to do and love. Slacklining is about sharing. Like, it's even from when I knew nothing about highlines, had never come to Moab, had just started walking lines, like I knew it was the unspoken rule of slacklines that if you rig a line, everyone who comes by who wants is of course invited on.
And that's what I find the most satisfying thing out of everything that I've ever done in slacklining, is the ability to connect with people worldwide. And that's how Slack Life became a thing, was because so many people connected with the metaphor of slacklining. But not only that, the sport of slackline, the practice of slackline. It's so straightforward. Point A to point B, literally you walk straight forward.
It's a community of sharing people, and that's how we all learn, is on someone else's slackline. And I think that in Moab, it's really exciting, especially this festival, because we have two magical factors. We have a community who's like, one of their main principles is the idea of sharing and learning and teaching and welcoming. And then we have, from nowhere, I never would have guessed it, about 1,000 people who are dying to be welcomed into that community.
Or Slack Life is living your life every day just like you're walking a slackline. You take one step at a time. You focus on your breathing. You connect spiritually, you connect emotionally. And you can focus on your goal at the end of the line, but until you take every step in the moment, you'll never get to that goal.
You're looking pretty, I'm sure. You knock on my door, it's always open to you. So throw it open all the way and let the house see the day. Let us look over the view.
In 10 seconds.
Gotcha. Ready when you are. Shit, 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 shit.
Holy shit, I'm good. I'm good.
Hank, are you okay?
I'm good. I'm not hurt.
You should be.
There are risks to this sport, but you know, like me, I believe that I'm trying to eliminate as many of those risks as possible by trying to base jump safely.
You're in a good spot, sit tight.
It's the ups and downs. It's not all Hollywood. It's not super sensationalized the way you see in videos a lot. There is a nitty-gritty downside to it as well. But at the same time, it's not all lows. It's, you know, if it wasn't great, we wouldn't do it. So I guess I just want to make sure people understand that it's a combination of everything. The highs we experience are so high, but the lows we experience are so low as well. I think base jumping in itself is just a journey. It's not just the jump. The jump is the excuse for the journey.
What I like about it is the adventure. You go somewhere that life would not have taken you for any other reason.
Why are we set out to accomplish this thing? What are we doing here? What's the goal? And it's really just challenging ourselves and then enjoying each other's company as well.
Yeah, Rook! Woo! That's how you do it!
I don't think I ever wanted to be a base jumper. I just wanted to experience a base jump. So what do my parents think? So here's how the cat got out of the bag. Of course, I posted a picture on Facebook, and my mom and I are friends on Facebook. I was like, all right, it's up there. More than the fear from base jumping, I was terrified how my mom would react. My parents were not impressed. It's actually really not funny. I called my parents' house. I kind of like slid it in there, I think. The weather's great. I kind of went base jumping. I don't even know if you can make it out. Like I tried to mumble everything so it kind of blended together.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's cold in the morning, bitter cold, but you know, when the sun comes out, it gets a little warmer, so that's nice. So I kind of went on a base jump today.
He's like, what? You were like filming? I'm like, yeah, I film. That's what I do, right? I film base jumping. And then it was like, yeah, I filmed it and I like kind of did a base jump.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, I film, but like I actually kind of did a base jump. Well, you know, I didn't do anything other than fall. I mean, it's just like a tandem thing, just like skydiving.
It was as if like they wouldn't know or hear it very clearly, which they did.
So yeah, wait a second. It's not as crazy as it sounds. All I had to do was just like strap in and then fall. Like I didn't have to do anything. It was safe. I'm fine.
I mean, he took it as well as you could expect, but then.
Is that Mom?
Oh man. I've wanted to experience a base jump for a long time, probably well over a decade. Fast forward 10 years and now tandem base jumping is a real thing. In interviewing other athletes, I hear the word exposure a lot. Being up there on that plank, being able to see everything in front of me and really to lose sight literally and figuratively, you know, just of everything behind me. I was exposed, and it was actually a really cool feeling. It was very scary, but it was I never felt that kind of peace before. It was just, I find it ironic because for a living, I interview base jumpers and extreme athletes, and so many times I've asked the question, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? Tell me what it feels like. And here you are asking me that question, what does it feel like? It's not really something that can be put into words. To say I was scared would be an understatement. I was terrified. To be able to base jump was something bigger. It was a metaphor to not just the fear of free falling, it was the fear that I have in my life. We talk about fear a lot. Fear is a big part of life. It's a really big part of life. We succumb to fear, and I think we do it a lot.
So you can see your hands are shaking, you just breathe in, breathe out, you know, typical relaxation. The hardest part is simply going to be swinging out.
Welcome to the top of the world.
Welcome to the top of the world. Thank you. Oh, this is going to be a good flight. Yo! Yeah! Woo! Wow! Woo! Whoa! Oh my God! Look at that! Wow! Wow! Wow!
I find that a lot of people here who are looking for inspiration and looking for purpose and looking for all of these things, it's like when you come here, there's tail ends of entire lives that you could live here that are just hidden everywhere, where you find something that you love and you can do it forever here.
Yeah! Woo! Wow! So cool! Oh my God.
Really, have you ever had a canopy flight like that?
I have not. Ever had a canopy flight like that? Winning! Yeah!
Are you scared when you jump, man?
Oh yes, I do not have a poker face for base jumping.
Absolutely, base jumping is terrifying, and wingsuit base jumping is even more terrifying. You have to be able to think quickly, you have to be able to act reasonably, you have to know when to back down, you have to know when to step up. So it's a very dangerous activity. It's taxing mentally, physically, emotionally, and it's definitely not for everybody. So to describe wingsuiting to someone is very difficult. It's like trying to explain free fall to them. And the sense of flying in a wingsuit feels better than flying in a dream. For me, flying in a dream has always been weightless transitions and kind of like you're somewhere else in space. When you're wingsuiting, you're very much aware of gravity and the airflow around you and the distance you're traveling and the speed. The closest thing I can come is maybe being in a roller coaster and holding up your arms and just going down a really steep hill. It's not so much the transition where you feel that drop in your gut, but it's actually like, you're halfway down the hill and you're cooking, you're flying.
Sometimes you'll stop and look around and be like, why am I here? How did I get here? What life choices did I make to get myself on this little rock on the side of this mountain where I'm holding on with just one hand to some little piece of rock that might break off
And then you look around, but you realize you're doing this with your friends, and everybody's helping each other out, and then you have an amazing jump and land safely, and that's where the bond comes from.
Now I know how it feels to hold pure solid gold. Sleep in the arms of my only minute tiny world.
For me, base jumping is about the whole unique experience from getting up at stupid o'clock in the morning, meeting up with your friends, going on the hike, talking about random stuff, building those friendships that generally last a long time.
Oh my son, stay curious my boy.
It's the camaraderie, and I guess the camaraderie that we have as base jumpers is something that I really enjoy, and the base jumping is only a very small part of it. It's also a really awesome part of it.
Oh my son, stay curious my boy. Just outside your door,
so I come back to Turkey Boogie every year just because it's such an amazing cause. Turkey Boogie, we're raising money for search and rescue. The search and rescue do such an amazing job, especially out in Utah where it's really hard, it's remote. This is such an amazing event that raises money for these people, and you know, we're giving back and we're showing them that we appreciate the job that they do.
Nice work. Way to fuck that one up, Wheeler. Hey, dude.
Yeah, man, I think that's good.
Cool. Sounds good.
So that was all over the place, maybe.
No, it wasn't, man. It was actually really cool to hear.
That was fun. That was perfect timing.
But yeah, that's it.
Thanks, man.
No problem,
Yeah,
dude.
it's so cool, dude.
It's good.
Well, until next time, take care of each other, take care of yourself, and as long as we all make a commitment to do that, I think we're gonna make it.
Fly, baby, fly. Yeah, you're remembering why you do it now, aren't you? Now it's my turn. Yeah!
Oh my son, stay curious my boy.